In the land of Silicon Valley, where circuits hum like whispers of the future, and ambition burns hotter than the California sun, a child was born. A child destined to reshape the world. He was not born of wealth, nor noble lineage, but was instead given away at birth, adopted by humble mortals who promised to raise him as their own. This boy, Steve Jobs, would grow to wield an almost mythical ability, the power to see the invisible and make it real. But even in his youth, the boy was restless. He was enchanted by machines, yet repulsed by their cold logic. He sought meaning in the artistry of design, the elegance of calligraphy, and the discipline of meditation. He wandered barefoot through the halls of learning, an outcast among scholars, seeking wisdom in the ethereal rather than the practical. And soon, the call of destiny would summon him toward his first great quest. In a suburban garage where dreams were forged from scraps of metal and lines of code, Steve Jobs met the wizard of circuits, Steve Wozniak, a master craftsman of machines. Wozniak, a gentle soul with the mind of a magician, had built a machine unlike any other, one that allowed mere mortals to commune with the digital realm through simple keystrokes. Jobs saw in this creation not just a tool, but a portal to the future. He convinced Wozniak that they must bring this magic to the people, to take what was once the domain of the powerful and place it in the hands of every man. They named their creation Apple, a name that evoked simplicity, knowledge, and temptation, the forbidden fruit of progress. Yet the road was treacherous. They had no gold, no powerful allies, only their wits and their dreams. Jobs, with his silver tongue and relentless passion, persuaded wealthy merchants to invest in their cause. Soon, their crude wooden computers evolved into sleek, sophisticated machines, capable of revolutionizing the way humans and machines would interact. But as they climbed the mountain of success, an enemy lurked in the shadows: doubt, the ever-present specter that followed all visionaries. The world had never seen anything like the Apple II, a machine that ignited a revolution. In halls of power, businessmen whispered in awe. In dorm rooms and laboratories, young minds saw their future change forever. Apple grew from a dream into an empire. Then came the Macintosh, Jobs' most daring creation. It was not just a machine, it was an idea, a rebellion against the gray, soulless machine of the corporate overlords. With a dramatic flourish, Jobs unveiled it to the world, declaring it insanely great. The people rejoiced, for they had been given a tool of creation unlike any before. But within the walls of Apple, discord brewed. Jobs, a man of fire and unyielding vision, clashed with those who valued stability over risk. Seeking an ally, he summoned a powerful leader from the world of soft drinks, a man named John Scully, whom Jobs lured with the fateful words, "Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life? Or do you want to change the world?" Scully accepted the challenge, and for a time the kingdom flourished. But soon the alliance would turn into betrayal. Steve Jobs, once the master of his domain, found himself surrounded by enemies. Scully, fearing Jobs' unpredictability, moved against him. In a dramatic coup, Jobs was stripped of his power, cast out from the very company he had created. Apple, his kingdom, was no longer his. His dreams was now in the hands of those who valued profit over vision, numbers over artistry. The young king had been exiled, forced to wander in the wilderness. For the first time in his life, Steve Jobs had failed. But legends are not written in the ease of victory, but in the struggle of adversity. Cast into the wild, Jobs did not falter. Instead, he built NeXT, a new kingdom of his own, dedicated to forging tools of the future. Though its creations were too advanced for their time, they would one day serve as the foundation of his ultimate redemption. And in the realm of storytelling, Jobs discovered a new love. He took command of a faltering animation studio called Pixar, turning it into a force of magic and wonder. With the release of Toy Story, the world saw his genius anew, this time not in machines, but in the art of storytelling. Yet, far away, Apple withered, under the rule of those who had betrayed him. The once great empire stood on the brink of collapse. The usurpers, desperate and afraid, had no choice but to call upon the one man they had cast out. The fallen king was summoned home. With fire in his eyes and vengeance in his heart, Jobs returned to Apple, not as a mere advisor, but as its savior. The company was broken, its coffers nearly empty, its spirit shattered. He wielded his sword of innovation and cut away the excess, slashing through products that cluttered the vision. He raised the iMac, a machine as beautiful as it was powerful, and the people once again took notice. But he was not done. With each new creation, the iPod, the iTunes Store, the iPhone, the iPad, he reshaped reality itself. He did not merely build machines, he crafted a new way of life. He turned a struggling company into the most valuable empire in the land. The world no longer doubted him. He had transcended his mortal failings. He was not just a CEO, he was a legend. But even legends must face their final foe. A dark force loomed within him, a sickness that even his genius could not outwit. Cancer. The unrelenting specter crept into his body, sapping his strength. Yet, even as he fought this cruel adversary, he did not waver in his quest. He stood on stage, thinner, weaker, but no less powerful in presence. And with each new creation, he pushed humanity forward. But time, the one enemy no man can defeat, finally claimed him. On October 5th, 2011, the world stood still as the news spread. The visionary had fallen. The kingdom he built would endure, but the man, his fire, his passion, his drive, was gone. Or was he? Though his body had turned to dust, Steve Jobs remains alive in the world he shaped. His voice echoes in the smooth glass of every iPhone screen, in the effortless swipe of a finger across a tablet, in the whispered dreams of those who dare to believe in the impossible. He was more than a man. He was an idea. And ideas never die. The tale of Steve Jobs is not one of mere success or failure, but one of creation, exile, and redemption. It is a legend of fire and steel, of vision and defiance. And somewhere in the digital heavens, his spirit lingers, watching, smiling, knowing that the story is far, far from over.